I'm so excited and elated to have the Honorable Tracey L. Gordon, our Register of Wills, with us. And I must tell everyone who is logged on for this call, either on Zoom or watching on Facebook, that our Register of Wills, she is doing an amazing job with helping individuals in the city of Philadelphia understand the importance of having a will, the importance of leaving a legacy, and the importance of maintaining and keeping your generational wealth. And I will tell you this, I've been on several calls with our Honorable Register of Wills, Tracey L. Gordon, and every time I hear from her, I learn something new. And I'll say this, I learned something that was even helpful to me on one of the calls we were on most recently. And I want to thank you for your work on tangled titles and deeds. It is one of the most important things happening in the city of Philadelphia around maintaining our properties and our family legacy. So I introduce to all of you watching live online and here on our Zoom, our Honorable Register of Wills, Tracey L. Gordon. Welcome.
Thank you so much. And I was taking so many notes because this is, with the pandemic and everything, it's so important for us to get this message out to the communities. And I'm so glad you had so many participants today. First of all, thank you, Kathy, for all the things, Councilwoman, that you are doing in the city. You're hitting the ground running, just dealing with so much stuff that's not only beside the pandemic for us, but the violence in our city. And it's very sad that's what's happening. But what I want to tell everybody is one of the things that I'm noticing is a lot of us don't know the legal business around protecting your generational wealth, which is your assets. And your assets could be your cars, it's your businesses, houses, your stamp collection, your cell phone. That's your intellectual property. You need to let people know when I die, you need to let people know what you want to be done with your cell phone, your pictures, your social media. You might want all your social media shut down. These are things that you can prepare before you die. I'm the Registrar of Wills here in Philadelphia. I'm elected of office, and we are a state agency under the 1st Judicial District of the state of Pennsylvania. And what I do in our mission is simply to preside over the protection of your generational wealth. When someone dies, after you bury them, and then you need to conduct the business of the dead person, our office is where you come. We're located in City Hall, room 180, and we are open. We've been open since 3 weeks after the state closed down or the city closed down. We reopened virtually, and now we have appointment only from 9 to 3. Somebody will put everything up in the chat for you all. I just also wanted to let you know some of the things that we do besides probate wills. We also marry people. So I'm the one that issues marriage licenses, and we also have marriage records if you need those from us. Most of the appointments you make can be done online. My phone number is 215-686-6250. Any question you need as it regards to, when you die, if you need a short certificate, and that's the certificate you need when you want to go to the bank and withdraw $10,000 or more. That's the certificate that you need when you want to go and change the name from, whoever the dead person is to your name, or if you want to sell the property. All this stuff, people don't know that you have to come to our office. And the best way that you can have a smooth transition, even in your death, because people don't believe that, okay, well, I'll be dead. It's not my problem. It is still, because in your death, you're supposed to assign somebody to take care of your debt, the rest of your debt, and then they will be able to disperse your assets to where you want them to go, and not with the state. Because without a will, the state already made a will for you, and it normally, goes down to your next of kin. Another thing you all need to understand is if you have minor children, you need to plan for that. You never know, something happened to you and you have minor children. Like, who do you want to take care of your children, uh, your money, your pension, or whatever. Who do you want that to go to? And all this can be planned simply by making a will. It's simply a document that you make during your lifetime that gives the executor the position to bring that will to me after you sign it. And they will be the ones that will finish your business and then disperse of your assets. Another thing that Councilwoman mentioned was we are currently in an epidemic of tangled titles. And tangled titles is simply because someone died and did not leave a will, and the property is still in their name. Therefore, you can't do anything with the property legally. So you can't sell it. You can't leave it to your kids. You can't go and get a home improvement loan or home equity loan. You can't make all these arrangements that the water department, revenue department was telling you, those payment arrangements that you need to make. Legally, you can't do it because legally it's still in someone's name. You can't even get grants. There's programs that have a lot of money out there that can assist you with, home repairs, electrical wires repaired. You might need a new chimney sweeper, a lining. You may need a new water, the water cooler, whatever you may need. That we have all these programs in the city that you may qualify for, simply won't be available to you because the house is still in their name. And so you might say, well, what do? I don't know. My mother died, my grandmother died. Did they register the will with you? No, you don't register the will at the Register of Wills in the state of Pennsylvania. We don't have you registered. By the time I see the will, you're dead. So what you need to do is, when you create the will and get an attorney, and I have a whole list of free agencies that will assist you with making the will. You need to let somebody know where the will is, so keep it in a safe place. And then after you die, the person that you name as your executive over your will bring it to us, and it will go through a process of probate. And once that process finishes, and you can go on my website, and I'll give it to you real briefly so you can understand what the probate is. Probate is simply coming in there, bringing the paperwork, the will, we verify it, and then we issue short certificates so you can go and get the money out the bank, change the, go to the recorder deeds to change the title on your name, sell a property. Without a will, you still have to come to us. And then I will determine who would be the administrator of the estate, and then that administrator will be able to disperse of the assets. So the thing is, so you won't get so mixed up, because I'm hearing now within this last year that people know they've been in a tangled title. They know it's not in their name, or they're just confused about the entire process. Call our office 215-686-6250, and we will take you through the process step by step. We will answer your question. Row online at phila.gov. Email your question. You can say, I have a question on probate. I have a question about a will. We will have somebody call you back and give you the answers to all your questions. We don't give a legal advice, but we will let you know how to go through the process. We will refer you to legal agencies in the city of Philadelphia that will help you. The first process that you need to know is come to the Register of Wills office. Well, not come to, because it was appointment only right now. Call the Register of Wills office and set up an appointment. That's a first step. In the meantime, if you're alive and you have assets, write down all your assets on a piece of paper, sign it to whoever you want it to go to. Say who you want it to go to, sign it at the bottom. You have to sign it and put it up until you can get to a lawyer to create, a better will. That's just a basic will that will cover you right now, and it's legit in the state of Pennsylvania. But in the meantime, it's going to be a list. Mark, I see he's putting everything in the chat room. It's like 10 agencies in the city will help you through each process of What do I do when I need to probate? What do I need to do if I need to create a will? And they will answer all your questions for free of charge. Lastly, I wanted you all to let you all know that we started a program called Probate Deferment Initiative. And when you come to probate your property, there's fees that are attached to it legally that we can't waive, but we're going to defer them. And defer them means if you're probating so you can remain in your home, because we want people to stay in their homes, the fees that are attached to opening an estate, we probate them, and we do not come after those fees until you want to sell. If you sell it, we want to get our fees. We made arrangements with the recorder of deeds, Commissioner Leonard, when you go over there to actually, after you finish probating with us and you want to actually transfer the deed in your name, he's waiving those fees. And that's up to $1,000. He's just waiving those fees. So that program is up and running, and Mark will put up the is a online program that you can we have an email, or you can just simply call us again, 215-686-6250. We are on all social media sites. Our hashtag is PHLROW, or Filler Register of Wills. And you can go on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok. Just put PHLROW in those search engines and we'll come up. We are on every Thursday night on Facebook Live from 6 to 7. And so you can go on our webpage, like our pages, and you will get all this information. You'll be able to peruse our pages, and you'll listen to just a whole bunch of legal information to teach you how to protect your generational wealth. So that's what I'm here to do, to help you all. I have an outreach staff. We will come speak to your church, speak to your organization, speak to your senior citizen. Kathy's always a regular on our program. She'll be on one that's coming up for Women's History Month. Happy Women's History Month to all the women in Philadelphia. And I just want to let you all know, call our office or email our office. Roll online at phila.gov. We have like a 24-hour turnaround. We will answer your calls. We are open for business. And thank you, Kathy, for having me on. I know that was like a rush because it's just, I know people think it's complicated, and it is, but we're making it so much easier for you all because we're going to get you the legal assistance. And we also have lawyers on hand that even give you, like, legally guide you to understanding the process. Because people don't want to talk about it, Kathy. People don't want to talk about when they die. People don't want to talk about, I'm living in, my grandmother left me this house, but it's still in her name, because simply they don't know what to do. And so I'm so glad that God has given me the opportunity to be able to bring this information to you all, simplify it so you won't be so petrified about it. The main thing I want you all to do is understand within the next 25 years, there's going to be $68 trillion worth of wealth transferring from the baby boomers to this next generation, which are the millennials or generational Z. And they both need to be prepared. The baby boomers need to make wills so it can be easier for their millennial children to be able to imagine. This is the difference. If you make a will and you die, once your funeral is over, they can take your information, go to room 180, to give the will to us. We verify that you are out of our office in 1 hour with all the paperwork you need to get all your assets. Or you die without a will, then you still got to come to our office. Then I have to determine who is going to be the best administrator out of, maybe hypothetically, if you have 4 kids. Then I have to make the decision is if they're going to be able to be the best person to handle your estate, or we may have to assign it to an attorney, which is going to cost your estate money. Why would you want your relatives to have to go through that? Because number one, it's going to cost fighting. I'm hearing these hearings, they're fighting, they're arguing over stuff, and it's just horrible. Simply just make the will. We can help you and refer you on getting those wills done. And so we are in a crisis here, guys. We got to get those houses out of the dear people name and get it into the person that's living in it. Even if y'all going to sell it, sit down with your family and say, look, let's just sell it. Because as long as it lingers in that person's name, the interest is accruing on the estate taxes that you have to pay. So if your aunt died in 1952, and you come probated, it's only going to be the tax is only going to be accessed on how much it was worth in 1952. But if you don't pay the estate taxes or make arrangements within 9 months, interest accrues. So if she died in 1960, interest had been accruing. And simply, we're just trying to teach people to think, buy a house, have an asset, have minors, make a will. Just in case. Just like when you pull away with your car insurance, your new car, you got car insurance, right? Just like you buy a house, you want house insurance just in case there's a fire, right? Just in case you have disability insurance. You need a will so you can have your generational wealth insurance. That means you are going to be the one that makes the decision of who inherits your assets, period. That's your last will and testament. Thank you all. This was great.
This was wonderful. And I want to thank you again, Madam Register Wills Tracey L. Gordon, because you are doing an incredible job of educating Philadelphians all across our city to help us understand how to protect our generational wealth, our assets, how to be prepared when we pass away, because guess what? Everyone will have to pass away. So we will need to make arrangements for when that time comes, particularly if you have minor children, and ensure that you can protect your generational wealth and your legacy. And one quote that I always talk about on all the calls that I'm on related to this issue, and even in hearings, I talk about it a lot, from Jay-Z, one of our great African-American philosophers. And he says, generational wealth, that's the key. My parents didn't have much, so the shift has to start with me. And I'm hopeful that with the work of our Register of Wills and the work that her office is doing, and I saw Mark and Ernie from her team on with us, so thank you very much. So I just hope with all of the work they're doing, we can continue to shift the paradigm and ensure that we can help Philadelphians maintain their generational wealth, get out of these tangled titles and deeds so that you can qualify for all the programs that were mentioned on the program. We will be sharing the flyers and the information on social, but I want to repeat the telephone number to the office. It's 215-686-6250. Their office is open by appointment only, so you have to call that number to get an appointment. The website is PHLROW. You can go on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok. It's PHLROW. And then their email address is rowonline@phila.gov, and they do have a 24-hour turnaround time. So you can get in contact with the Register of Wills office, learn about the process and what more you need to do so that you would be prepared to either settle an estate or get out of a tangled title or deed. Again, if you are in a tangled title or deed, you won't be able to apply for all of the assistance programs that all of the departments that were with us earlier talked about, from PGW to PICO to the water department, all the offices dealing with the homes that we live in. You're not eligible for those grant opportunities if the home is not in your name. So please consider contacting our Register of Wills office. And one flyer I just wanted to talk about before we depart, which is the difference between the Register of Wills office and the Department of Records. The Register of Wills office, they deal with marriage license and records, inheritance tax, probating estates, and orphans court. The Department of Records, they deal with deeds and deed records, deed fraud, new deeds, any changes to deeds, city archives and city records, and then also police and fire records. And I know recently, even the Department of Records, they have created an online portal so that you can request all of your potential, accident reports or crash reports. All of that can be requested online. So for our next utility fair, we'll be sure to add in the Department of Records so they can talk about the work they do and how you can access their site online. And we have shared that information on our social media channels. And I wanted to make sure I kind of noted the difference between the Department of Records and Register of Wills also. We just need a clickable link that we'll put into the social media. So again, thank you so much. Madam Register of Wills, Tracey L. Gordon, and to your team, Mark and Ernie. Truly appreciate all of your work, and we are looking forward to seeing you again at our next installment of Conversations with the Councilmember series. I'm Councilmember Katherine Gilmore Richardson. Again, thank you for being here. Have a good day, everyone.